So what is up people on the interwebs? I hope you're having a great day, and today we're going to talk about some folklores from Japan, since one, I think Japan is a really cool country and I would love to visit Japan one day and do some vlogging since it'd be so cool. But I know if I'm ever going to go to Japan, I need to make sure I have a lot of kind of spending money for the holiday, as I know I'm going to spend so much. Side note aside, while doing some research about Japan, Japan has some crazy folklores and some of them are hella spooky. So let's dive in about some crazy folklores Japan has and why they are terrifying. So of course guys, like always, let's bring on the spooky atmosphere. So for starters, we're going to talk about a person called, and I know I'm going to butcher all the pronunciations of these Japanese words, so anyone who is from Japan, I apologise that I have butchered half of these words, but I will try my best not to. Kuchisani Onna, or also known as the split-mouthed woman. So she's said to be a very famous Japanese folklore, as it has been around for many years, as early as the Edo period. The folklore began as a woman was married to a man, however the woman kind of fell in love with another guy and her husband found out that she was having an affair with the other man. Her husband was so mad and infused with rage that he got his samurai sword and kind of slit her mouth from ear to ear, and doing this he said to her, "No man will ever find you pretty again." So as she died, her spirit became pretty mad and she became a malevolent spirit, appearing to people who are by themselves, especially at night time. It has been said she will prey on people who are actually walking alone by themselves in the middle of the night. However, if you ever do see this woman, it is said to believe she will be wearing a surgical mask, which if you were in a Western country, that would seem pretty unusual to see a woman by herself wearing a surgical mask. But if you're in Japan or any kind of Asian country that side, it's very common to see a lot of people wearing a surgical mask, so you wouldn't really be bothered by seeing another person with a surgical mask in those kind of countries. And the spirit will come up to you, ask if you find her attractive or pretty, and if you say no, she will kill you straight down. However, if you say yes to her question, she will pull down her surgical mask and ask, "What about now?" And if you say no, you're going to be killed. And if you say yes, then she will always be carrying either a pair of scissors or knife. She will make your face look exactly the same as her face. So either way, it's not really a win-win situation. However, some people have said you can actually trick the spirit and get away safely and free. Some say if she asks, you say average or so-so, and you kind of confuse the spirit, giving her a bit longer to think of a response, and in that moment this is when you kind of make a break for it. As if you try to make a break when you haven't asked any of those questions, he will automatically appear behind you straight away. So you kind of need to distract the spirit if you want to make a clean getaway. Some other legends stated if you threw money or sweets at her to get her distracted, that will also work. However, some have also stated if she comes up to you and you say, and she asks you the question, and if you look like you're in a hurry and say, "I'm sorry, I'm late for something, I haven't got time for this," she will let you go. As of course, as all evil spirits, this spirit is a humble ghost and understands everyone has places to be and they ain't got time for your murderous questions. So yeah, that is the first Japanese folklore. That one's pretty creepy and pretty spooky. And just remember kids, if you're walking alone by yourself, And if someone comes up to ask you a question, you ignore them and say, sorry, I'm late, I've got to be somewhere, so you don't either die or become the Joker with a slip mouth face. If possible, guys, see if you can always walk with someone in the dark, as it's never nice to be walking by yourself alone in the dark. But anyway, moving on to number 2. So this spirit is also pretty creepy, and it is called the Techie Techie, and the legend begins as this was a young woman or a schoolgirl. Sadly, she was playing on the train tracks, which I never recommend any of you guys to do. Do not play near trains at all, since that's always bad news, since as of course she was on the train tracks and a train hit her, making her body disfigured from the torso down, so she's kind of lost her legs. It's to be said, if you sport the Techie Techie, she will be walking on her hands, possibly her elbows, since she has no legs, and she's just kind of holding the weight of her torso. It is said she runs pretty fast on her hands and elbows and makes the sound of Techie Techie as she runs, hence her name of Techie Techie. It is also said she is a pretty fast runner, as if she catches anyone by themselves in the middle of the night, she will come after you, running faster and faster and making Techie Techie sounds as she comes after you. It has been said, if you can't outrun her, she will kill you, or she will try to kill you, but her main goal is kind of cutting off your legs and turning you into the same disfigured person of having no legs and kind of just being a torso from the waist up. And also, like how I said earlier, if you can do it possible, guys, try not to walk alone by yourselves in the dark, as let's think of it in this kind of way, guys, as you can't really see from my waist down, this would be you if the Techie Techie got you. So we don't want that. We want everyone to have all their bodies and limbs safe and sound where they belong. And finally, we're on the last one, which is pretty creepy, and it's very similar to the first one, where it's going to ask you questions and tricks, and you can get out of it if you are lucky and you say the right kind of words. And our final one is called Manto, and is said to be a malevolent spirit that hangs around public bathrooms and school bathrooms. His main thing is trying to kill you. However, if you ever go into a stall and you go into the bathroom and there's only blue paper and red paper, he will ask you to choose between which paper you will want. If you ask for the red paper, then he will kind of cut you up and mutilate you until your whole clothes are covered in red. So you don't really want to go and ask for the red paper. However, if you ask for the blue paper, he will strangle you until your face turns blue. So either way, it is not a win-win situation. If you try to be cocky and ask for a different colour piece of paper, it is said he will drag you to the netherworld. Some have said you can ask for the yellow paper and that will save you. However, I've kind of looked at other research saying you kind of can survive if you ask for yellow. However, he'll kind of do like a swirly and put your head down the toilet and try to drown you. But the kind of safest bet, if you want to make it out alive, is you ask for no paper and kind of deal with the streak marks in your pants when you get out of the bathroom and you still have your life intact. But if you guys want to kind of avoid the situation, is kind of avoid any school or bathroom stalls that are at the far end, as it has been said that he will kind of do these malevolent games in those stalls more likely than any of the other stalls. In all general, guys, the best way obviously to avoid this situation at all is just poop in your own house, as he won't come into those ones. But there you guys have it. Those are some free creepy folklores from Japan, which for sure are creepy, and I feel like Japan just knows how to scare people for sure. There's some other ones that they had which were hella creepy just as much. But anyway guys, let's remove the spooky atmosphere. As of course guys, leave any comments below of how terrifying you found this video, how interesting. Any kind of comment at all is just fun. Or if you're enjoying this series, as like I said guys, I do love reading your comments and I will try to reply to all of my comments I get. And just remember guys, keep being awesome, keep being spooky, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!